Okay, y'all. So, I got black on my face because I've been crying, and I just wanted to be real with you. So I didn't even want to like try to straighten it up. Though I'm looking at myself now and I'm looking like a little weirdo. I've been praising, I've been worshiping, I've been trying to get my mindset back where it needs to be, and this is just gonna be the video of not knowing. Okay, I don't ever want y'all to think that I am not real, that like I don't feel things and that it doesn't hurt. I've been talking about this video for a while, and it was really hard for me to get into, especially after the other video deleted, and I was just like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't. My room's a mess. I ain't put my shoes away. But like, life sucks, like it just truly sucks. And you think you got something figured out, and then the devil comes at you and puts things back into how you, like, just into your emotions, into your feels, because the Lord says that the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And I believe that full-heartedly. I've experienced that. I know that, okay? So I'm just going to be real. This past 2-3 weeks, I had hip surgery in October and in December of last year. The October was on my right and December was on my left. And the recovery is still in progress of that. Went through a big state of depression throughout that. Just with all of it. I mean, I'm 22 years old and I was having to learn how to walk again. So it's not easy to go through life, y'all. It doesn't matter what exactly is the circumstance. Life is never going to be full on easy, especially when you're trying to live in the ways of the Lord, because the devil doesn't like that, okay? So this is so important to me to get across to you in such a way that you understand and fully grasp that perspective and perception. That's what I was trying to get across. It's so important. Like, it is so important. Let me go wipe my face off, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I was getting hot, so I turned the fan on. Anyway, it is so important. It is so necessary for you to go to the things, especially when you're feeling low. I was trying to write in my book, and my book just takes me back to so many things that I've been through, and I just want to be very vulnerable and real with the people that are going to read my book one day. And it's hard on me, and then, you start missing people that's left your life, and then you're like, Lord, I don't understand why they had to leave my life to begin with, and then you just miss the things that you've been through, what you've talked about, just all sorts of things, and it gets hard. It gets hard because you have to let go of things in order for God to bring you new things, and those new things are always so much better. And so I started listening to Michael Todd's worship thing again, and with the surgeries, getting back on that topic, with the surgeries, I was doing good. I started working out again. I've gained so much weight and muscle, and I'm truly healthy, and I was just so appreciative of that. And then about 2 weeks ago, I got the feeling back in my right hip, and because I couldn't feel it to touch. Like, I could feel that there was something on my leg, but when you did this, like, I couldn't tell you what it was. Well, I got the feeling back, and it did not sorry, y'all, I swear I don't have corona. But it did not feel good at all. And then it started to really hurt. And the more that it started to hurt, the more I feared, like, oh my gosh, am I going to have to go have surgeries again? Am I going to be able to walk? Am I going to be able to work? Because it was interfering with my work. I've literally now, not including last night, but prior to that, maybe had gotten like 6 hours of sleep due to the pain, and nothing was helping. And that's why I've kind of taken a break. I just want to like make this video because, like, when I talk about the not knowing of life, I don't want you to think that I know what's happening in my life, because I don't. Like, I don't know if I'm going to wake up and be able to walk correctly in the morning. Like, I don't know if I'm going to wake up and be in so much pain that I physically cannot think about my volunteer work or my career or relationships and people that mean the most to me. Like, I don't know what my next move is. I don't know what God's having me to do. I don't know whether it's to continuously work on my book until I finish it, or if it's to proceed in this and whatever this may be. Because y'all, when I say I do not like social media, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But then I see the impact that it makes in so many people's lives, and I just want to get this point across that, like, not knowing is so important, because it's not up to you to know. Quit getting so wrapped up in things that you don't know that you forget what you do know. You know that the Lord is almighty. You know that He has plans for you that are good and for you to prosper. You know these things. Even though you don't feel these things, even though you can't see these things, you know them. So focus on those. Focus on the fact that you know that worship series that you forgot to watch or you haven't made time to watch is more important than your TV show that you want to get caught up on, especially when you're in a season or you're in a moment of just straight sadness and sorrow and pain, and you know you need to go to those things that feed your faith, that brighten your day, that say, okay, yes, I'm in this situation. Yes, it sucks, but good Lord, the Lord is amazing. He is almighty. He is here with me. He is here with you. It does not matter how far from grace you've fallen. It does not matter what last night's actions were of you. It doesn't matter what you did this morning. It does not matter. The Lord is here for you. He is here to forgive you. He is here to walk with you through these things and to pull you out of the pit of despair and to show you that He has plans for you, and He will show you those things. Y'all, I am in a place that I never thought I would be in life. Never could I imagine being in an apartment, but two, just with the people that I'm with, and like with the openness that I am within my life, and showing God that, hey, I'm here for you, Lord. I know that you've been there for me. You've provided for me in ways that I did not see coming. I could not have told you that this is how the year 2020 would have played out for me. And even though I am saddened, and there's still parts of me that are broken, and there's still physical pain that I have no idea where the Lord's taking me with. You know, I had to sit there and I had to like stay up 3 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning would come around and I would just be like, Lord, why I'm in this much pain? And then I would remember, at least you have the ability to still walk, Cassida. Like, I mean, what are you complaining about? And that's what, like, it's the perspective change, that He's going to do something good, that there is a reason that you're going through these things. There's a reason that your heart hurts. There's a reason that something, and even if it wasn't God's intentional plan, and it was an action that you did on your own because you have free will and you went outside of the Lord's will for yourself. I've done it. I've been there. That is part of the reason that my heart is so broken, and I can accept that, and I can take responsibility for that and say, but Lord, redeem it. Lord, I'm here for you. I want to live right by you. I want to do the things that you have led me to do, and I want to do it within your will and within your timing and within your purpose and within your plan. Y'all, it is so important to surrender your life to the Lord. It is so important because when you do, those moments of despair, those moments of depression, those actions that you go to fill the void that the Lord can fill for you. And that's one thing is I want to get across is like, happiness is conditional. Y'all, I'm not always happy, but I'm always joy-filled. And that is so important for you to realize that when the Lord comes into you, when you accept what the Lord has called you to do, when you accept your life is the Lord's to come through you and to be lived through you, when you accept that obeying the Lord and doing the things within His will, within His principles, and within His guidelines are to simply protect you, not to harm you, that you can have fun and still be of God, that you can have fun, because when you have fun in the way of the Lord, the things that you once found fun are no longer fun. Going to parties and being drunk and waking up the next morning and doing it all again, that's no longer just something that you strive to do. And that's like what you're so excited for your weekends to do is, oh my gosh, Lord, what are we doing for you? What mission trip can I go on? What book can I write for you? What song can I sing for you? How can I witness for you? How can I testify for you? How can I do anything for you? How can I run a business and be of you and change so many people's lives? What can I do for you, God? And I know that whenever you're not on that wavelength with the Lord, it is so hard to get to that wavelength, because it's such a taskful thing to do, to change your perspective. It took me a year, and I'm still progressing. I'm still learning, but God is not worried about your perfection. He's worried about your progression. He wants you to progress. He wants you to transform. He wants you to see that no matter where you're at, y'all, in the Bible, there are so many people that do such wrong things before and after they meet Jesus and they choose to follow Jesus's path, and they are all redeemable, and they are all such important people in our lives, because they have showed us that it is okay, that it does not matter what you've done. It does not matter where you've been through, what you've came from. Your past does not determine your future. The Lord will redeem it. The Lord will provide for you. The Lord is here for you. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is take that perspective change and say, you know what, Lord, I didn't obey you. I'm sorry. I'm going to start now. That is literally it. It is literally you just saying, you are more important to me than this. You are more important to me than this. And when you hold on to such bitterness, anger, resentment, trials that just, past things, when you hold on to these things, you're preventing God from filling your hands with new things. If you hold on to these old concepts, you're preventing God from showing you a world through his eyes. You're preventing so much glory, so much grace, so much mercy, so many blessings. You're preventing that, and I don't want you to. I want you to see that, y'all, I could still be so depressed because I hurt. I hurt daily. And there's literally, people say, sorry, I wish I could help you. And it's cool, because you can. There's absolutely nothing that you can do to fix my physical pain. And it's okay. It sucks. But it's okay. But if I really wanted to be a self-pity, I'm in a lot of pain. If I really wanted to nitpick on the things that are wrong in my life, I would lose sight of all the things that the Lord has done for me and brought me through and brought me to, and the mindset that the Lord has provided me. And it is such a peaceful mindset, y'all. I literally listened to my worship. Michael Todd spoke over somebody, and he was like, I feel this so hard. You're going to get rest. You're going to get peace. You're going to get that sleep that you've been missing and craving because you're of the fear. That is me. And it could have been for so many other people. But at least I know that the Lord is listening to me, y'all. When you go to the things that the Lord has guided you to go to the Bible, to the Bible study, to the Christian book, to the worship, to the songs, to the sermons, to the podcast, to anything of God, when you go to those things, you will be guided in the correct direction, and you will see and hear and know that God is listening to you, that God is here for you, that your circumstance, He knows it. He's already seen you walk through it. He was there with you. He is here for y'all. And there is so much in the not knowing of life. Because in reality, even when you think you know something, you never do. God changes things daily. Life changes daily. Everything changes aside from God. And that is something that is so miraculous. That is something that is so great. That is something that is so worthy and should be so valued. I know that I'm on fire right now, but I just want y'all to know that you're not alone. That I am real. I'm going to be hot, humble, open, and transparent this entire channel, whatever God has me doing on here. Because again, I don't like social media. And on TikTok, I have this little intro thing that I do occasionally. It was like, in the beginning of the year, the Lord told me He wants to speak through me to y'all on social media. Now, I hate social media, but I love the Lord. That is literally the only reason I'm doing these videos, is because I feel the call. I feel like these things need to be heard. I feel like you need to know that you're not alone. I know that heartbreak sucks. I know it. So for all of y'all out there going through heartbreak, I know, but be so appreciative of the singleness that you have, of the time that you have to get to know yourself, to get to know what you need in a partner, what the Lord has called you to be, the things that you need to work on. I know that the season that I've had, girl, boy, anybody, I'm not perfect. The amount of work that I've had to do in my inner self, and the generational curses I've had to get rid of, and the mindsets that I clung on to that are just not of God and not correct, and the selfishness and the pride and the just so many things not of the Lord. The things that I needed to work on, I'm working on them. And I'm still working on them. There are so many things that I struggle with. There are so many things that I fail within. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well, there's another area that I need to work on. Work on you while you're in that season of singleness. And if you're in a relationship, love the other person like the Lord does. In the not knowing, because you don't know anything. Like, nobody knows anything other than that the Lord is a God that does know everything. So why would we run from somebody that knows it all? And then why would we get mad at somebody that knows it all? He knows the ending. And if you think that this is your destination, sweetheart, it is not. What you're going through now, you're going through it. This is not where God's got you. This is not where He's going to place you. You are worth so much more than the things that are tearing you down. Let them go. Let them go and stick to what you know. I'm going to get off here because I'm starting to get a little just heated. I'm hot. And I really think the Lord said everything that He needs to say. And I just want y'all to know that you are heard, you are valued, you're not alone. I'm going to say a prayer, and I pray that this prayer touches your heart and that you know that life sucks, but you need to trust in the Lord. No matter what situation, circumstance, heartbreak, betrayal, just anything, God has it. And it's okay. It might suck, but trust Him. In every situation, trust Him. You can say it sucks. You can say it hurts. You can say that I'm not okay, that I'm not strong, but He is strong for you. You are going to get through this. Just lean on God. Lean on His understanding and not your own, because He has plans for you. He has a life laid out that is of His glory. Just cling to that. Stick to that. Know that. I love y'all. Dear Lord, I come unto you today truly just humbled that you led me to say these things, that you allowed me to watch that worship, Lord, that that you've just came into my life and that you've transformed me, and that you're still transforming me, and you're still working on the things that I need to be worked on. And Lord, that I can be so transparent, and that I cannot carry the shame that I once thought these things were shameful to speak about. And Lord, I just pray that anybody under my voice feels the peace of you, feels the knowledge that you have their life in your hands, and that those are the best hands to have life in. And Lord, I just pray that you give them peace, that you give them rest, that you give them that security that they're craving, that you fill that void, that you bring them joy even when they're not happy, Lord. And I pray that they know that they're not alone, that I still go through these things, that everybody goes through these things, and that as humans we struggle, but as you, Lord, that you have us even while we're struggling. And God, I just pray that they hear my voice and they hear you through my voice, and Lord, that these things are of you, and that everything that I say and do on these platforms are of you. And Lord, I just pray that you lead, guide, and direct me, and that this might touch whoever you're calling to, because God, I feel this so strongly that I know that somebody out there that is going to watch this needs to hear this. And Lord, I just pray that you be with them, that you wrap your arms around them, and that they know that you have everything under control. And Lord, that even though it's out of their control, Lord, it's in the best hands that it can possibly be in. And it is so technically inclined to be what you have called them to be, and that you have everything aligned out, and that everything is being placed, and that you are working in other areas even when they don't see you working, and whenever they don't feel you working, that you are working so hard for all of us. And Lord, I just want to praise you and thank you for that. And all these things I say and I pray, and your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, and all these things with your will above it all, in your heavenly Father name, amen. I love y'all. I pray that this touches somebody. Y'all have a blessed night. I love you.